another video. I don't know. But today we're going to be talking about Eureka and the golden crown. So basically Archimedes was given a crown, a golden crown, from the king, and the king told him, I think, like, the person who, like, fixes his crown, whatever, is scamming me, taking some gold, because it doesn't feel right after I have it from when I get it back. So he realizes that something gold would weigh more than something like non-gold, like something non-gold. So if there was like non-gold with it, it would weigh less than just pure gold. And to find how it was pure gold, you have to find, like, you can find the density, and then because gold has a certain amount of density, and to find density, it's volume and mass and volume equal density. So the mass was easy for him to find. You just put it on a scale, which they had back in Greek, times, he can find the mass. So he finds the mass. Then, to find the volume, it's not as easy as you might think. Because if we have a normal square, then all we have to do is height times width times length. Easy peasy. Well, in volume there's more, but like that. There's a formula like this. So, but not this, because it's a crown. So, it doesn't have a formula that you can use, because I don't think there's a formula for a crown. So, what he did, he was thinking and thinking and thinking. And then he was just like, okay, I'm just gonna have a bath. He gets in his bath. And then the water starts overflowing all on the ground. That's terrible. Then the water fills up and it starts overflowing on the ground. So when he gets in, he realizes that if he puts the crown in to a cup of water, the water is going to raise. So he got out of the bathtub and shouted, "Eureka!" which is Greek for like, "I found it, I've got it, I figured it out." So then he told the king, and then he when he found the mass, then he was capable of finding the volume, and then he found the density of it. And then he found the density of something that weighed of pure gold of the same volume. And then it turned out the density of the crown was less, meaning they cheaped. So the crown would be in here, right? And so this is how he finds the volume. And also like how we're gonna get rid of this. So get rid of this. So what I'm gonna do is okay. We have this. Like this watering can. The water's like to here. You put in let's put a bucket here. Put in a bucket here. You put in, let's say any, doesn't matter, just a circle. But yeah, it doesn't matter. The exact same amount of volume this has would come out here, which would be like about that. So that's how he figured it out. So I'm trying to explain this. This is hard, okay? So how the mass in the object changed, even if it was the same volume, the mass changed. And as we saw, mass and volume equal density. So even if the crown had the same volume as the gold he gave him, it won't have the same, it didn't have the same mass since he took some of the gold for himself and replaced it with silver. Which means the mass was changed, which means the density will be changed, because it will. That's basically saying we have a square here. It's 1 centimeter by 2 centimeters. Then, so to find its length times width, to find the perimeter, the area, length times width. So it would be 1 times 2 equals 2 centimeters squared. So that's basically changing this to a 2, and then the whole question changes up, and then it changes to 2 times 2 equals 4 centimeters squared. Yeah, well, or it can get to the slightest decimal. Like, it doesn't matter what amount you change it by. Like, it's always gonna be the same. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. Doesn't matter. Even if you change it to something like, doesn't have to, like, any number, you don't even, so also, if the volume changed, density changed. That's, you have one circle and another circle. They're both the same density. Then you make one bigger, get rid of it, make it bigger, higher density, bigger number. So that's what I'm trying to explain right now. So if it changes either of them, it changes the whole equation, which basically means how the mass of the crown changed. Meaning, the mass, which let's say was like, so we can completely replace this. The mass was 2, and let's say the volume was like, we're not going to put units, but yeah, the volume was 3, and that would be 6. So, yeah. And then you make it bigger. Get rid of that, make that a 6, completely change. Now it's 6 times 2, 12. It changes. See? So, Archimedes put it in to it, right? The water completely filled. He put in the gold that they gave him and the crown, and more spilled out for the gold, since it had a higher density, which, because since it had less spilled out for the crown, more for the gold, because the crown had a lower mass. Like, the king gave him, like, let's say 3, and he got back slightly lower mass. Which only equals like 7.5, I'm pretty sure, yeah. So, see, density changed because the mass went down. And it would work the same with the volume. And yeah. So that's what I'm trying to explain. Bye.